Welcome to the Lee Etzler Show, a weekly wrap-up and analysis of Churubusco High School Football.
Eagles, what is your perspective? Out, out, out.
And now your host, Big Daddy Don Hyatt.
Welcome to Lee Etzler Show. I'm Don Hyatt. We'll be back and talk about Churubusco's 60-6 win over the Cougars. We'll be right back after this.
I lost my job and I needed help with different things like prescriptions and energy assistance and stuff. So I contacted United Way. They was the first ones that I could think of. And I went to the agencies that they gave me a list of and got the assistance that I needed from them. Because I received the help from United Way, then I'm volunteering my help out to the community, giving the help that they need.
Hey football fans, do you want to keep track of Churubusco High School football games? Log on to busconews.com every game day and watch up-to-the-minute pregame, halftime, and postgame interviews with head coach Lee Etzler. Stay connected with your computer or on your cell phone. busconews.com. When you can't make it to the game, it's the next best thing to being there. The Lee Etzler Show is brought to you by the United Way of Whitley County, busconews.com, and the Churubusco News.
Welcome back to the Lee Etzler Show. I'm Don Hyatt. This is Coach Etzler. Coach, good game last night. 66 win over Central Noble. Very solid offense, 507 yards rushing.
Yeah, kids played well. Was pleased. We were a little bit sloppy in week one, and stressed. We wanted a week of improvement, and talked to our kids a lot about the biggest improvement a team makes throughout the season is from week one to week two. So for us, there was a sense of urgency as far as improving a lot. So it appeared that we were much sharper offensively. Didn't turn the ball over as opposed to week one. Got a lot of kids some experience, which we were looking to do. Quite a few different kids carried the ball, and quite a few different kids were successful. So pretty good job by the offense.
You had 7 different scores last night on offense. 2 touchdowns by Lefevre, Nicodemus, Zumbrun, Conmo, Miller, McFarland, and Kilgore all had touchdowns. Good way of spreading it around.
Yeah, and said it before, but we weren't real happy with how we rotated kids in week one. Wanted to do a better job of that from the coaching staff, and we need to, with a young football team with a lot of new faces, we need to improve our depth. So it was our goal to get more kids into the football game, and it was nice to do that, number one. But most importantly, a lot of different kids had success offensively. So we were happy with that, and hopefully that sets us up for better things in the future.
Turnover-wise, you did a lot better from week one. You had 5 turnovers last night. You just had 1 interception.
Yeah, that's an issue. Week one, we weren't real happy with. You can't turn the ball over 5 times and expect to be successful week in and week out, and and that was an issue that we were concerned about going into week 2. Was pleased, and I think mostly it's a result of we're just a little more comfortable. After in week 2, we're a little bit more comfortable in the offense, and a lot of the issues turnover-wise last week were, doing some different things offensively. We have different kids in positions offensively, and I think we showed we're at least a little more comfortable with what we're doing, and as a result, we took care of the ball better.
Defensively, you guys come out and you stuck it to them right away, getting that first hard hit on them.
Yeah, we our defense, we coach a lot to play fast. You know, if you play fast on defense, you read your keys, then a lot of times that takes a team away from their game. You know, was concerned going into the week. Central Noble was different offensively, going to a flex bone offense, a lot of option. The quarterback had a lot of success running the ball first week against Fairfield, and he's a big, strong kid. So, you know, we were concerned about that. You know, he did have a couple pretty decent runs, but thought the speed of our play kind of took them out of some things that they wanted to do. So, you know, we preach that a lot. Our defensive staff does an outstanding job. Coach Doc does an outstanding job, and I think it showed Friday night.
Coach, we're going to have Jason Nicodemus and Joe Zumbrun here in a little bit about these players.
Joe, you know, is a kid that has improved quite a bit since last year. You know, last year would see some varsity time at outside linebacker, but was not a regular rotator for us, at least in a lot of games. You know, Joe has improved himself quite a bit this offseason. You know, he runs track and improved a lot of speed, and he's gotten stronger through the weight room. The thing I think that has been fun to see with Joe, he plays with a pretty high motor on defense, and you know, that's important to us. We can do things like put pressure on the quarterback. You know, I don't know what he has as far as sacks so far this year. I think he had two in week one, but he's playing with a pretty good motor. It is that position is an extremely difficult position to play outside linebacker, because there's responsibilities like you know, a lot of the times where you're supposed to contain the play, not let the play get outside of you. But there's also things that, you know, you don't let the play get inside of you. Put pressure on the quarterback. Those things are difficult to do, and he's done a pretty good job. And one of our concerns going into the year was, you know, who's going to play our outside linebacker positions, because we lost a couple pretty good ones last year. So him coming on here the first couple weeks this year has been a pleasant surprise, and knowing that we have him another year makes us feel good as well. So Joe does a great job. Jason Nicodemus, you know, said before, he's a very important part of our football team. Last year was in the starting rotation. You know, week 4, week 5 of the season, and you know, last year we had a lot of success, so it speaks to his ability to get in the mix as a sophomore on a pretty good football team last year. Well then, you know, he's a hard worker. He wrestles, he runs track, and has improved himself. Put 15, 20 pounds of muscle on in the off season. Very hard-nosed kid. You know, I don't think we have a tougher kid on our football team than Jason Nicodemus. Made quite a few physical big hits last night in the game, which we are pretty fond of. We preach that quite a bit, because when you hit the other team hard, you know, a lot of times it takes their will away from the game, and the other team starts to slow down. And you know, if there's one kid that we can expect to create a big physical play, it's Jason Nicodemus. You know, it's difficult to get him off the field. He's also starts for us at fullback and did a very good job, you know, with 120 some yards rushing on 9 carries. So very, very important part of our football program.
We'll be right back with juniors Jason Nicodemus and Joe Zumbrun right after this.
I lost my job and I needed help with different things like prescriptions and energy assistance and stuff. So I contacted United Way. They was the first ones that I could think of. And I went to the agencies that they gave me a list of and got the assistance that I needed from them. Because I received the help from United Way, then I'm volunteering my help out to the community, giving the help that they need.
Hey football fans, do you want to keep track of Churubusco High School football games? Log on to busconews.com every game day and watch up-to-the-minute pregame, halftime, and postgame interviews with head coach Lee Etzler. Stay connected with your computer or on your cell phone. BuscoNews.com. When you can't make it to the game, it's the next best thing to being there. The Lee Etzler Show is brought to you by the United Way of Whitley County, BuscoNews.com, and the Churubusco News.
Welcome back to the Etzler Show. I'm here with juniors Jason Nicodemus and Joe Zumbrun. Jason, you had a great game last night. You had 8 carries, 124 yards, touchdown run, couple tackles. You broke a lot of tackles for big gains last night.
Yeah, the line was opening up some nice holes. I had pretty big lanes to run through. I didn't really have to do a whole lot, but when I got to some of their defenders, I just kept my feet moving and was able to break out of most of the tackles. So,
Joe, another solid game for you last night, outside linebacker. You had 2 sacks the first week of the season. This week you come up with another big sack against Central Noble.
Yeah, we just tried to play as Coach Doc taught us, and we were just basically keying on Tyler Skinner all night and just trying to go for him the whole night, and came right off the edge and worked just as we had planned.
With the focus on the quarterback, you at the outside linebackers, you had pretty good angles on him all night long then.
Yeah, we keep a tight angle right off the tackle. We kind of scooted down a little bit so we could get a better angle on him.
Jason, you were on inside linebacker, and you guys pretty much shored up the middle there last night.
yeah, inside they couldn't do a whole lot. We had the tackles filling up B gaps most of the night. We had a pretty good game plan going into it, and the inside linebackers, we did a decent job last night of filling up the gaps on the inside. So they had to pretty much take it outside, and then I got the outside linebackers stopping them on the outside, so they couldn't do a whole lot.
A little bit about you guys' goals for the 2011 season.
Outright conference champions, definitely. We've tied the past 2 years,
Yeah.
and I mean it's nice to be a champion, but it's
Better to have it alone.
exactly, yeah. I want to share it.
Joe, your thoughts on Churubusco's coaching staff, Etzler, and defense with Zach Dock?
Oh, I think the coaching staff's amazing. They keep everything tight and right, and all the coaches know what they're talking about. They don't just feed you bull crap just to make you feel bad. And I think Coach Doc is an amazing coach. Just for the outside linebackers and everything, we wouldn't be near as good as we are now as if we didn't have Coach Doc.
Jason, your thoughts on the coaching staff?
They're great to play for. They keep us motivated. Like Coach Doc on the defense always has a game plan. He's always got something to stop what the other team has to throw at us. Coach Etzler on the offense he's always on everything. He's always got a game plan for what we're going to be able to do, what's going to work, what's not going to work, and what we need to fix. It's a great plan for those guys.
We'd like to thank Jason Nicodemus and Joe Zumbrun for stopping by today and talking with us. I went out and talked with Mike Smith, Prairie Heights head coach, earlier this season. Here's his thoughts on the Churubusco game.
Be well prepared. I will tell you what, Coach Etzler and his staff, I have the utmost respect for them. And I'm not just blowing smoke here. They are always so well prepared. I was so embarrassed to have, I think they returned 2 punts for touchdowns last year. I just think they just out-schemed us. I mean, we were quick punting with our offensive line on the field, and I guarantee they looked at that and said, boy, we can return some here because our kids are faster and more athletic than the guys that got on the field. So, I just have a lot of respect for them. I will guarantee it won't be as bad as it was last year because we'll just be a better football team.
We're right back and talk to Coach Etzler about the upcoming game with Prairie Heights.
I'm Jason Nicodemus, and you're watching the Lee Etzler Show.
I'm Joe Zumbrun, and you're watching the Lee Etzler Show.
I lost my job and I needed help with different things like prescriptions and energy assistance and stuff. So I contacted United Way. They was the first ones that I could think of. And I went to the agencies that they gave me a list of and got the assistance that I needed from them. Because I received help from United Way, then I'm volunteering my help out to the community, giving the help that they need.
Hey football fans, do you want to keep track of Churubusco High School football games? Log on to BuscoNews.com every game day and watch up-to-the-minute pregame, halftime, and postgame interviews with head coach Lee Etzler. Stay connected with your computer or on your cell phone. BuscoNews.com. When you can't make it to the game, it's the next best thing to being there. The Lee Etzler Show is brought to you by the United Way of Whitley County, BuscoNews.com, and the Churubusco News.
Welcome back to the show. We're here with Coach talking about the upcoming game with Prairie Heights. Coach, what do you know about Prairie Heights so far?
Well, we have a lot of work to do on them yet, but they're big. They appear to be have some physical ability up front and a good handful of athletes. They have talent. They have kids, younger kids with talent, and they're playing their sophomore class. We know is real good, and they're playing some of those kids, full time right now. Quarterback, Woody Reha is a kid that 4 years ago started against us as a freshman. So, he's a kid that obviously has some experience and probably developed a comfort level at that position. Second year under Coach Smith. A lot of times you'll see a team make huge strides in a coach's second year because things like expectations are set and they're not learning a lot of new things like sometimes they are in the first year. Prairie Heights always seems like, regardless of the situation, they play pretty hard. It doesn't matter what their record is coming into our game. They will hit us. They will have some athletes. They will do some good things both offensively and defensively, and definitely a team that we feel if we don't show up to play next Friday night, then they could sneak up on us. Had chances to beat Fairfield last week, and Fairfield's been one of the most successful teams in our conference over the last quite a few years. So they're definitely not a team that we can take lightly, and we have a lot of work to do on them yet as far as what we're going to do, offensive scheme and defensive scheme, but we're going to have our work cut out for us.
We'd like to thank Coach Etzler for stopping by and talking with us today. You can catch the show every Thursday night on BuscoNews.com. I'm Big Daddy. We'll see you next week.
This has been the Lee Etzler Show, brought to you every Thursday night at 7:30 by BuscoNews.com.